welcome back.
Yeah.
I think it's been 8 weeks. It's hard to believe it, isn't it?
It feels like only yesterday we done the last interview against Charlton. But no, good to be back and looking forward to it.
Beautiful summer's day. Players back for first pre-season session. How's it looking squad-wise?
Yeah, okay. Like anything in this pre-season, we've got some players in we're going to have a look at. We've signed some players. We've agreed deals with some players. We're waiting for one or two to come back to us as well. But no, look, I think we're in a better place than we were last year, because I felt last year was a mass change around. This year we've kept some core group players. Obviously we say goodbye to Billy Leonard and delighted for the kid to go and have that next step in his challenge. Hamza's going to go and try his luck at a National South club, and I wish Hamza all the very best, but he knows that if that doesn't work out, he's always welcome back here. I'm due a conversation with Dan Matsiaka on Monday, but he's got a new job which is going to probably affect the way he can train and that with us, so we need to have that discussion. Lucas Perry, I'm very hopeful we can still do something. He's just recovering from the injury that kept him out towards the back end, but you know that's a positive conversation at the moment. And you know we've kept the main group of the players and brought some new ones in, so I think it's exciting.
So let's have a chat about some of the new players you brought in, starting in goal, and the new keeper Sam from Canvey Island.
Yeah, very good goalkeeper, come highly recommended. You know, I've also got Haf here as well for competition. I think that's going to be really important for Sam and Haf. You know, but I think with Sam, he played every minute of every game last year at this level, and I think that's really important. We have to remember that we're coming from a totally different league, a totally different style in league as well, I feel, with the way some teams play compared to what the Ishbians like. So I felt it was really important to just get someone in who knows the league, knows the level, and he was a mainstay at Canvey last year. Some of his performances were outstanding, and I think it's a really good signing for us.
How important is it to have our own keeper? Because last year we had we had Matt, we had God knows so many. How important is it to have our own guy between the sticks?
Massive, you know. But I did feel last year the loanees were great for us. I felt they worked really well for us. I felt it was what we needed at the time, and they come in and done really well. And I wouldn't be opposed to doing it again if Sam got injured or Haf was playing and got injured. I wouldn't be too fearful of bringing another one in, but it does make you a little bit disjointed. I think we had 4 or 5 in the end because the parent club needs them back, and that takes priority, unfortunately. So I thought it was important that we tried to fill that area quite quickly, and we've done that, and I'm looking forward to working with him.
2 new centre halves as well.
Yeah, and possibly another one on the way. Again, I felt that was a position when Ethan Light went from the football club that we needed to fill, and obviously with Dan's work commitments that, you know, it may be that we need new centre-half pairings. We've also got David De Hager and his experience, and I know how good David can be, you know, so just to make sure we've got competition for places. But they're 2 young players that are eager to do well, eager to kick on. The performances from Luke Massingham last year was good. You know, I still speak to my old manager Chris Nunn, who rates Luke very, very highly. He's a young lad, but he's a great size. He knows the level. He's been playing step 3 now for the last 2 years. And Hugo's a lad who's come back from bad injury. Very, very good last year at Kings Langley, and again someone that I feel is ready for the level, and I think they'll both do very well.
Up front, excellence apparently is very quick, and another new young man as well.
Yeah, listen, he's very, very good. I thought he was a constant thorn in our side last year. He's a real handful. He's big, strong, tenacious. Scores goals, likes to score goals, and I think that's important. And I think it's important that we have competition for Nico as well. But not only that, excellence can also play on the wing as well. So it just gives us options going forward. I feel at the moment, looking at us on paper, I think our strongest part of our team is going forward. You know, we brought young Damari in as well from Royston, and you know the reports from the Royston manager. He's a very, very good player, very direct, very quick, very powerful. Again, and that's what we're all about at this football club. You know, I think it's going to be, you know, I might touch on it in a minute, but I think it's going to be a very, very tough league. I think financially we'll be in the bottom 3 or 4, if not bottom of the finances. You know, that's what we are as a football club. We know what we are. I know that there's a lot of money in the league this year, and fair play to them teams, but we'll have a right go at it, you know, and we'll have no real expectations on the season other than that we try our best, and that's what we'll always do at this football club, and hopefully shock a few on the way.
So since we last spoke, as you said, of the game at Dulwich, we have got that much longer way to move back to the Isthmian. Was that a kind of key decision maker for you to commit here for another season?
No, look, it's a club that I want to work at. It is here because it's a great football club. I just need us to make sure that we're always going in the same direction in terms of we want to push on, and I believe this football club can do that. We've sent a lot of new supporters through the gate last year, and I think for me, what it would have been hard was if we stayed in that league was the coach journeys. We'd have probably gone up to 14 coach journeys. It's not doable. It just isn't doable for our football club. So the move across was massive. It's allowed us to compete a little bit more than I think we would have been able to compete if we stayed in the Southern. But also it's exciting, new teams. I think we'll have a lot bigger gates. And I go back to last year when we played Plymouth Park Way on I think it was the 23rd of December. I mean, if there was a crowd of 120 here, it was a good crowd. And this year when you think of the likes of Dulwich, Billericay, Chatham, Horsham, Potters Bar, Wingate, Finchley, some big games, some big crowds, and I think that's going to make a massive difference to the football club. Especially financially, it will help us massively. So I think that's big, and I think it's possibly 4 coach journeys throughout the season, which is again massive for us, that we're not having to have that expenditure before we've even kicked a ball. So that's big, but I'm looking forward to it. It's just a big club, Dover Athletic in there, Folkestone and Victor we went to a couple of years ago in the trophy. Dartford are in it. Yeah. It's a massive league. It's going to be exciting, and I think our playing style suits the league as well. I think there'll be some real entertaining matches. So I'm really looking forward to today's session. I'm looking forward to getting back into it. I'm looking forward to the pre-season friendlies, and hopefully we can build on last year. But again, as I say always, it's going to be very tough. We have to start out from a blank sheet of paper really. A lot of clubs at this level now, a lot of their players are contracted. We're not in that position. We've got 1 or 2 on contracts, but so it's important. We've kept a good group. I'm really looking forward to it, and I think we'll be okay.
What does the first pre-season training session look like?
Yeah, I think it's really important that we don't go mega hard on our first session. Today will be, we've got a bit of testing to do, a yo-yo testing there, and a lot of ball work is important, and we'll ramp it up on Tuesday, Thursday, ready for our first game at Edgware. We've got a lot of games this pre-season, but I believe in games over training, because I think when you're teams like us and you have a lot of new players through the door, it's really important that we get them patterns out, we understand each other, we understand how we play in games, because that's where the most important vital 3 points come, is in games of football, not on training pitches. So it's a lot of games, but we'll have a look at some trialists on Saturday with a few first team boys, and then we'll start to ramp it up over the next couple of weeks.